Thank you, and a very good morning. On behalf of the Ohio Civil Rights Commission, the founding partners of the Ohio Civil Rights Hall of Fame, Honda of American Manufacturing, the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center, the Wright State University, and our sustaining partner, PNC, our supporting partner, Walmart, I would like to welcome you to the 4th Annual Ohio Civil Rights Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Next, we have the Ohio Tuskegee Airmen, the Greater Cincinnati chapter, the Columbus chapter, and the North Coast chapter. Due to the rigid pattern of racial segregation that prevailed in the U.S. during World War II, approximately 992 black military aviators were trained at an isolated complex near the town of Tuskegee, Alabama. Under the command of Benjamin O. Davis, 450 black fighter pilots fought in the aerial war over North Africa, Sicily, and Europe. These gallant men completed 1,578 missions. The Germans feared and respected them. White American bomber crews reverently referred to them as the red-tailed angels, due to the identifying red paint on their tail assemblies. Their awards and decorations included 715 air medals, 150 Distinguished Flying Crosses, a Silver Star, 3 Distinguished Unit Citations, and on March 29, 2007, the Tuskegee Airmen were awarded the Congressional Gold Medal. For every black pilot, there were 10 other black civilian or military men and women on the ground support duty. Many of these men and women remained in the military after World War II and spearheaded the integration of the U.S. Air Force in 1949. 3 of these airmen were ultimately promoted to general: the late General Daniel Chappie James, the late Major General Lucius Theus, and the late General Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., whose father, B.O. Davis, Sr., is listed on a U.S. postage stamp as the pioneer of military integration. In 1972, the Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated was founded. This organization is a non-military, non-profit entity that exists to motivate and inspire young Americans to pursue aviation-related careers. Currently, there are 45 chapters located in major cities throughout the United States. Accepting for the Ohio Tuskegee Airmen are Leslie Edwards of Cincinnati, George Barrett of Cleveland, and Edward Morast of Columbus.
My name is Leslie Edwards. I was Staff Sergeant Leslie Edwards when I was with the Tuskegee Airmen. And coming from Cincinnati, the lower part of Ohio, it's appropriate that we start off there. The Civil Rights Commission that is pulling together these messages that will be carved in stone forever for all those to know the courage, the special type of courage and the special spirit that the Tuskegee Airmen, many of them died because they wanted a day like this to happen. The sponsors, I'm proud that the sponsors here know the right thing to sponsor. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm looking at the names of the people who were honored, and I'm looking at the reasons why they were honored. And I'm looking at the Tuskegee Airmen, and all of those reasons, and these people here and those there, they have a common spirit that the Tuskegee Airmen was dying for. And the Tuskegee Airmen was dying, and Benjamin Davis Jr. made them know they wanted to expand justice, and they want to do something to deal with those who would resist justice. Yes, they was fighting over there, but they wanted to make it something happen here. See? And it did, because of you all, because of the things that each of you all have worked and did, and those who supported you. There are those that are dead. There are Tuskegee Airmen that are dead, but they died for this. And from Cincinnati to Columbus to Cincinnati, I'm going to let you hear their story.
I'm George Barrett. I'm from Cleveland. I'm with the North Coast chapter. I'm probably the one person here who has no business up here on this stage because I'm not an original. But my whole purpose is to see that the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen continues. That's why I joined this organization. I'm accepting this award for members who are not able to get here. In our chapter, we have about 4 originals. 2 of them are, one is the oldest living pilot. He's 95 years old. He's a dialysis patient, and he also takes oxygen. He lives in Shaker Heights, and one of our other members we lost last year about 2 days after Christmas. It's pretty difficult to get, at least I used to tell people when I was doing air shows, it's hard to get an 80-year-old man to come out there and spend 8 to 10 hours doing the air show, standing on his feet all day long and in the hot sun. I started saying that, and then all of a sudden looked around, I'm in that class also. So that's why we don't have anyone here to recognize, to represent us today, and I'm taking this award for them, to give them their attaboys, their pat on the back when I get back to Cleveland. Thank you.
I'm the president of the Ohio Memorial Chapter located here in Columbus. And I'd like to accept this award on the behalf of Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated and Ohio Memorial Chapter. And also that period of time from 1941 to 1949 for the men and women that suffered through the indignities to pave the way. I myself, I'm a career airman. I followed in their footsteps. And what I'd like to do at this time, I have a few members here, I'd like to have all the original Tuskegee Airmen please stand. Thank you. I don't know if there's any original widows' wives in the audience, but if there are, would you please stand? So I'd ask the rest of our Tuskegee Airmen group to stand, that we're fighting for the things, for the education programs and the legacy that the Tuskegee Airmen stand, for the Ohio Memorial Chapter stand. I thank you for this prestigious honor, and I'm humbled to hear it accepted on the behalf of the Tuskegee Airmen. Thank you very much.
a member of our Tuskegee Airmen group in Cleveland, an honorary member, I'd like to acknowledge his name was, when it was made an announcement earlier, they referred to him as Carl V. Stokes. But our member is the honorary member, the Honorable Congressman from Cleveland, Louis Stokes.